hopefully everybody can hear me. Is my voice clear enough, or should we move a bit closer to the laptop?
It's clear enough, thank you.
Very clear.
Good. So I see that there is a great number of participants joining the webinar. Thank you for that. I also heard it being mentioned that it's not only SIARAN students, but also some self-funded students joining. So I will also try to answer those questions that are usually asked by self-funded students and go through the application form itself, the documents that are usually being submitted. And let's see. First of all, I just want to ask for a quick favor, because so far we have about 20-something students already joining to submit their applications the week after next week. But I would like to know roughly how many students are there who still haven't got their LOA. So for those who still waiting for it, could you please mention it in the chat? So I just so we just see how many people still haven't got it. And I think for the application itself, I will be sharing my screen so we can go through the application form together. For the document list, I believe most of you have received already, as it was sent to all awardees, but also many other students who emailed us before. Let me try to start with sharing my... I would like to see whether, is it the application form you are seeing at the moment? Should be. But I don't really see the reaction, so.
Yes, we can see your screen, thank you.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Okay, so I believe by now everybody is already familiar with this form. And actually I saw in the video that some of you already have been studying in Budapest before. There is no new changes concerning students this year.
The screen still stuck in the my computer, I think, in the file, only file.
The word file. Apa? Screen save file.
Yeah, stuck in the only in the my computer. Not my computer, but it's still stuck in the files in the computer, not in the form.
Let me see what I'm sharing. Oh yes, sorry. Let me. This one. Okay. Okay, I think now it should be easier because I would be sharing the exact screen. So let me know if it's not like that.
Yeah.
So I would like to confirm that there were no new changes regarding student visas compared to the last few years. Though there have been new immigration regulations this year, but those are only concerning work visas. So for students, it's basically the same as the previous 2 years. Also, the application form hasn't been updated since then. So I believe some of you are already familiar with this, especially those who are already in Hungary or have friends studying in Hungary. So I just want to go through quickly to make sure that by the time you arrive to the embassy, you will have everything in order. So basically, for us, it doesn't matter whether the form is handwritten or typewritten, as long as it's visible. but please, if it's typed, it's because we need to scan everything for the immigration. It's better to have everything in black, because last year there were some light blue colored application, then it was harder to make good quality scans. For the signature itself, that's the only part that needs to be handwritten on the application form. Let me zoom out a bit. And this is a question that we get often, whether you would need to submit a flight ticket by the time you apply, but no. It's actually not even advised to purchase your flight tickets in advance, because as the applications are decided by the regional offices, so in case somebody going to the University of Szeged, by the regional office of Szeged, in case of Pécs, the regional office of Pécs, we don't really know like the exact date when the decision would arrive, so it's better to just give an estimate. Maybe just write your ideal starting date based on when the course would start, when the registration would be. So that's perfectly fine. I believe most of it is really self-explanatory, but we have made this filled out Chonto last year. I will actually share it into the group after the presentation, so you may save it. But I don't think there are many questions on this second page. For the data, everything needs to be filled according to your passport, or for the Indonesian address according to your KTP. And if you already know where you will be placed during the studies, whether the university provides dormitory, then you can also write down the details all according to the document provided by the university. For the health insurance, for scholarship awardees, the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship actually covers it for students. But even for self-funded or other students, like exchange students during under the Erasmus Plus agreements, if you don't have the insurance at the moment when you apply, it's also not a problem. You just have to prove that you have either that or funds that would cover it. But we do usually advise students to prepare travel insurance for the trip itself, maybe for the first month, because maybe once you arrive to Hungary, it does take a few weeks to set up your insurance and have it running. And so, as mentioned, no need for the tickets, but if somebody already purchased them, that's also no problem. So this has been on the next page, third page already, one of the biggest changes, but that have happened, I believe, 3 years ago, that right now student visa holders are not eligible for family reunification visas. So if any of you is planning to bring family members to Hungary, it would be only possible with a Schengen visa, so making shorter visits, maximal 3 months within a 180-day period. An exception would be if the spouse also is going to Hungary with a student visa. And we have seen very few cases, but let's say the scholarship holder parent is a single parent, and then in this case, we have seen exceptions being granted to those children accompanying their parents. But this is a really minor occurrence because it's not really the common case. So this is, again, self-explanatory. And one thing that's usually, we have seen a few additional documents requests from the immigration, because of this number 9 part of the application form. Let's say that the study duration for a PhD student would be 4 years, but the passport is only valid for 3 years. In this case, the period that can be indicated here is the validity of the passport, as the residence permit itself cannot be issued for a longer period than the passport. But once you are in Hungary, you can extend your permit without having to come back to Indonesia. So that's something to note. And for students, the relevant appendix would be number 9.13. I think this was also sent via the link previously. That is also very self-explanatory, so I don't think I would need to go into details. Yeah, number 12 was another one that recently the immigration has been issuing additional documents requests about, because many times this part is not filled out correctly, as they do not have the brackets where you would need to be filling out your country of citizenship, or in some case somebody is actually living in another country other than Indonesia. That's perfectly fine, as long as it's their habitual residence. They can also choose that one. And I think for the application form, that's it, because the rest is to be filled out by the authorities. So I think now my screen is off. And I would like to go into the checklist, because other than the application form, obviously there is a lot of documents to be submitted. I don't think we ever faced issues with the passports. No, so I don't think anything to point out that part. Photograph, that's also pretty standard, basically.
Schengen standard.
Yes, Schengen standard, the same kind of photograph that you would be using for any visa application you might had before. For the student purpose, so this is an important part, because as already mentioned in the previous emails, you can only submit the student visa application once you have the LOA, because the immigration will immediately stop processing any application that would arrive without an LOA. So let me check if there have been responses in the chat. Oh yeah, just questions, so that for later. And I understand that acceptance letters issued by the universities might be in a different format based on which university is issuing it, but it's all fine as long as it's obviously stating that it's a final LOA, because in some cases it might be a conditional offer, because especially for those students who are going for S2 and just graduated high school, it would be only a final offer once they submit their high school diploma, for example, so on. So from the stipendium students, actually 2 documents are expected: the award letter, which everybody should have already who is awarded the full scholarship, and the LOA. And for the self-funded students, instead of the award letter, it would be the payment of proof for the tuition fee for the first 2 semesters, depending on the institution, because some universities ask for the down payment for the first 2 semesters in advance. And another document is English proficiency. The authorities are a bit more flexible in this aspect than before, I believe, because we have seen other than IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge certificates, cases when, especially if the university itself also permits it, it was possible to submit with a Duolingo certificate, or if the student already studied in a university where the language of instruction was English, or in some cases also high schools. We have seen some students applying for their bachelor's coming from English-speaking high school, so that's also sufficient. And a copy of your previous academic transcript. So if you are going for a PhD or a master's transcript and so on. We do get a lot of questions regarding legalization. However, let me point out that if you check the official website of the immigration, there is absolutely no mention of this. But I believe that since you already had your documents submitted to the university, they in most cases already are legalized or carrying some kind of authentication that was already accepted by the university. So what I advise to everybody that first submit the documents which you already have, academic documents, and if the immigration later thinks that they need some kind of clarification, they will reach out. It's very, very rare that a student visa is not accepted for any kind of reason. It maybe happens like once or twice a year, and usually it doesn't happen because of the documents not being correct, but because the application is submitted extremely late and the semester is already started, so the student cannot join. So usually, but since it's the beginning of July, everyone is still very well in time. Okay, continuing on the requirements list, accommodation. So for scholarship students, I believe almost all universities offer some kind of accommodation. If you do not wish or cannot use that one, then please submit another kind of either a rental agreement or another acceptable solution, because we have seen it as well. Some students only submitting a booking for the first 1-2 months for their studies in Hungary, because they plan to search for an apartment in Hungary as well. This is also fine, and usually it's accepted by the immigration. But in this case, please note that the first accommodation that you have submit as part of the visa application is registered as your official address in Hungary. So each time that you would change the accommodation, you would also need to report it to the OIF. So that's something to keep in mind. And for those students who are also, especially PhD students, I believe many of you are already assistant professors or teachers in Indonesian institutions. Please do attach a letter from your current university as well. We understand that in most cases, the home universities also expect you to continue your contract with them once you come back to Indonesia. So this is a useful information for the officers checking the case as well. And going on to number 7, I did mention already that no need to buy flight tickets. Actually, it's not even advised. If you have a printout booking, that's useful in a way, because we can input it into the case, indicating that this is your desired date of arrival. So hopefully the authorities will see that the approval needs to be done before you fly to Hungary. Medical insurance, it was already covered. And regarding financial substance, now this is a question that we get asked a lot. And unfortunately, as we are not the ones deciding the case, we cannot really tell you how much should there be on a bank account. For scholarship students, it's rather symbolic, because you are already selected by the Hungarian government. So financials play less into the approval of the application. But for self-funded students, it is important that the balance is there, and not just that it's there, but also that it's consistent, because we have seen questions being raised why the funds were suddenly transferred like 1-2 days before submitting the application. Or another thing that is often not allowed by the immigration to have sponsorship from family members who are not either your spouse or your parents. So from other family members, sisters, cousins, they normally don't accept this kind of sponsorship, as due to the Hungarian legalization, this kind of family members have no obligation to support their family members, legally speaking, while parents and spouses do have this. And we also kindly ask everyone to attach a copy of your personal documents, the Indonesian documents, meaning birth certificates, marriage certificates for those who are already married, also KK and KTP. They don't really need to be translated and legalized if you don't have it done, if you haven't done it already. And I know that there are still a few minor students each year. So for those ones, application needs to be submitted alongside with the parents. And just some notification, because we did receive inquiries on this topic this year. If the student would still not turn 18 by the time the studies start in Hungary, it is also advised that the parents make a power of attorney for the students, have it legalized at the embassy so that he can act on his own behalf, like registering for the school and any other matter that needs to be done in Hungary and normally is done in the presence of an adult. I think for stipendium students, this is not a possibility, because one of the conditions for the scholarship is that you are already 18 by the time you start, but we do have a few minor applicants each year. And this is more like a request from my colleagues. When you bring the documents, because we need to scan everything, please just print them one-sided, so no double-sided, because then we would have to do it one by one, and it's a lot of documents for 50 students.
And A4 paper size.
Oh yeah, and A4, because if it's a document bigger than A4, I think just prepare a copy of it, and we stamp the copy saying that we have seen the original. We are not gonna take your original diplomas, original transcripts anyway. So just prepare a copy, because we know that it's hard to, if you give us the originals, it's hard to get them again.
And don't staple.
Yeah.
Don't put the staples on the documents of the
That's also written on the phone. Okay. So
is it okay?
I think that I have covered most of the application points, but let me check the group chat maybe for the questions, or
I don't know.
so the first question was from Kyla, and yes, it depends on which one would expire first. So whether the passport is still having longer validity than 3.5 years, then yes, please put the duration of studies. Normally you have to put the duration of studies unless the passport would expire for that. And whether you are allowed to first land in other Schengen countries. So this is a tricky question, because there are no direct flights to Hungary, so you would be obviously landing in another country before arriving. But normally we advise students that better to arrive to Hungary directly. I mean, not directly, but transferring, let's say, in Turkey or in a destination other than Schengen. But I believe there wouldn't be huge problems, even if you landed, let's say, in Austria and took a train or another flight from there. It's just before you pick up your residence permit, you are not allowed to exit the country, because it's only a one, the visa issued at the embassy only has one-time entry. So you would first need to get your residence permit before exiting again. So how long does the process take? It really depends. Right now, until this point, it was pretty fast because not so many students have submitted their applications yet. But as the time goes on, it will be longer. So I think it's better to submit the applications in July rather than waiting for August if you have a way to. Submitting between VFS or at the embassy, there is not much difference. If you submit at VFS, usually the documents arrive to us on the next day if it's from Jakarta. If it's from Surabaya, then usually it takes 2 days for the shipment. But other than that, the processing is the same. We send it to the immigration and the regional offices will decide it. And also, it really depends on which city you would be studying in, because Budapest obviously has the most cases, so they are busier than others, but we have seen extremely fast decision making, for example, for Győr, Veszprém, because they have much, the number of students is not really high, so they deal with less cases. I think Szeged, Pécs, they also get quite busy with the summer, but I don't think you have to worry because we are still in the middle of July. So I think the longest we would have is like a month for receiving an application, receiving a decision, unless an additional document is needed. Let me see this question.
I don't know if I get that's something I can find.
So for this next question, you don't really need, if you don't have flight tickets at the moment, there is no other documents you have to submit in place of the ticket. You don't need to write a statement that, yeah, I can pay for my ticket later on, as long as the balance of the financial statement clearly shows that you will be able to purchase the ticket, then it's no problem. So no need to worry about the tickets. So for this question regarding the overseas university, may I ask what was the language of instruction? Because if the overseas university also issued it in a language other than English, and the translation is Indonesian, then there would be need for an English translation. But as long as the original one is in English, that should be sufficient. Okay, so for single names, we have to double it in the system, because in Hungary there is no concept of having only one name. So the immigration system cannot deal with having somebody only having one name. So just put your name both as the surname and the given name.
Here, 6 group of students will apply before computer.
For point 6, there is no exact criteria. Normally what's included is your personal details and how long have you been employed with the university and in what position, and whether it would continue after your studies or not. I think the employer most likely already has a template for this, because it's a very standard letter. For the proof of accommodation, if the email is confirming it that you receive a placement in the dormitory, then yes, that's already acceptable as a proof of accommodation. For this question from Charisma, I think just submit it as it is, and most likely it will be accepted the way it is. So for this one, from Simon.
Yes, Simon.
Yes. So for the 20th of July, our appointments are actually already full. We do have a few for 21st, but
Afternoon.
yes, afternoon of 21st. But please send us an email, and even if it's not together with you, since you are also coming with a ministry scholarship, we are more than happy to have you submitting your application at the embassy. Just email us, please, after this. For the visa photo, one is enough. One is perfectly enough. It's just to have it on the front page of the application. I believe that no need to retake the IELTS. That's not going to be a problem, even if it's
2020.
it was even if it expired last year. That's not going to cause any problems. So for the next question,
Amalia. I think it's very conditionally. Oh,
so
it's only just the condition.
So for this question from Amelia, you are basically waiting for the LOA. Is that correct? Even if you submit the application in early August, there would be enough time for the immigration to decide it. But the reason we are urging students to do it in July, not so that most students are ready by August, and not everyone is preparing in the last minute. More questions? Flight details, no need to bring. So on the first page of the application, there is a place to indicate when you would like to arrive. Here in the bottom of the first page, there is a place to indicate when you would be arriving to Hungary. So when we enter the case to our visa system, we would use that date as a reference and also mention it in our consular comment. So it's a conditional offer. Yeah. But you still have time. So I think as long as you would have it by August, I think you may try to follow up with Tempus. There is a country coordinator for Indonesia, so he might be able to help you. So normally the residence permit is issued with the validity of your studies. So if it's a master's, it would be valid for 2 years. But you can also, once your permit is about to expire, you have this option to apply for a so-called job-seeking visa, which would allow you to stay in Hungary for another 9 months. That's an option for students. For this question regarding vaccination, for the visa itself, you do not need to show any medical certificates. I think it's for the scholarship and maybe requested by the school, but for the visa itself, you do not need to bring anything. Yeah, there was another related question, but for the visa itself, you don't need to bring. I believe you already had to submit it as part of the scholarship application, and maybe it will be requested by the school once you are in Hungary, but for us, it's not needed at all. So I don't see any questions at the moment, but since my speech is already over, if you want to ask via raising your hand, that is also fine. Me and my colleagues are happy to answer you.
Yes, for all of you. I understand maybe there are some questions or further clarifications. You can freely turn on your mic as well. For those, maybe you have mentioned about your degree overseas, you can also clarify to which country you get it before. So now you can get a clearer answers, because it's better to ask now rather than, handle it for later. So when the visa application can begin, you already got your document ready. So feel free to all of you to turn on your mic. And okay, we see a raised hand here from Yasirman. So please turn on your mic and feel free to ask questions.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, about the chance to ask. Directly for my question is about the not eligible to family reunification. I want to bring my wife and my doctors just 2 weeks. What the type of visa suitable for my wife and my doctor? Just bring me to Debrecen 2 weeks. Thank you.
So they would need to apply for Schengen visa either as a tourist or as a visitor. It depends if they are traveling together at the same time as you would be traveling to Hungary, then a tourist visa. And later you can also invite them with a visitor visa. And since Indonesian citizens are now eligible for a longer validity visa under the new cascade scheme, if they have been to Schengen already in the past 3 years, there is a high chance that their visa would have the longer validity with multiply entry. Or if they take a first trip, the next visa would make them allow them to take several trips after that.
Okay, and I must make the purpose, the other purpose in the form, because the form
it's a different form. So for Schengen visas, you have a completely different application form and completely different set of documents. Just send us an email and we will forward the requirements.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Also at the same time.
Yes, and one more thing, because we have had this before. If they wish to apply the same date as you have your appointment, that's also possible. Just let us know in it. I'm also telling this to all awardees. If you have accompanying family members who might go with you at the time you enter Hungary, please send us an email so we send the requirements for the Schengen visa.
How old is the daughter?
Sorry, how old is your daughter, if I may ask?
The one is 10 years old and the next one 5 years old.
Okay, so for the application, actually they don't even need to be present because they are both under 12, so they would be exempted from biometrics. So, so you submit their video by.
Okay, thank you very much. The nice information for me and my family.
Okay, then next we have Maulana Faris. You can please ask questions.
Hello, first, I would like to ask that how did it work? My voice loud and clear.
I'm sorry, your voice is quite unclear.
Okay. Maybe I can just type the questions on question box then.
Now it's better.
Yes, it's
now
better.
It's better. Okay. Okay. My question is like because I just graduated from Hungary like 2 weeks ago. Now I'm in Indonesia. I had back to Indonesia because my permit is already expired. But beforehand, I need to submit my diploma for the legalization processes in Hungary. But because the process is quite so long and there are a lot of queue there, so I can just the process will take place during July 16. So currently the diploma is not with me. It's with my friends that they will do the legalization under my authorizations like that. So if I don't have the diploma, I just submitted the official copy of the diploma. Is it okay for my visa applications?
Yes, of course. Just submit a copy. Actually, since you are since you have graduated from Hungary and gonna be continuing your studies in Hungary, it doesn't even need to be legalized for us because it's a Hungarian document used in Hungary. So that's recognized already. But it's good that you are legalizing it because most likely you would need it later in Indonesia.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Ambassador. That's the only question I want to ask. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Before that, I'm sorry, I would like to interrupt a bit. Just to remind everyone, please fill out the attendance using this following link, and now we can continue with the Q&A session. There's a question from Geneva Ibrani. Please turn on your mic and ask your question.
Hello, my name is Geneva, and I'm a bachelor student at the University of Szeged. And I'm newly admitted, so at the moment right now, I'm still under 18. And by the time I arrive there, which is around the end of August, and my studies start at the 1st of September, I will still be under 18. So I'll still be a minor because I'm only turning 18 in November. And I was just asking the sort of the process that I need to prepare because I'm going there alone and I'm not going with my parents. So I'll be a minor arriving in Hungary alone. And what are the things that I need to prepare there? And also, how do I kind of open like a bank account there? Because I will be under 18 by the time I arrive. Yeah.
This is the reason that we would recommend you to have your parents visit the embassy for signature legalization so they can make a power of attorney for you, giving you a consent to they can phrase the letter of the power of attorney according to what you would be doing in Hungary, like giving you consent to open a bank account on your own, handle matters related to your residence permit. And I think that there are certain banks in Hungary which also allow you to open a bank account under the age of 18. So I don't think that opening a bank account would be that difficult, but we do recommend you to have an authorization letter from your parents so that you face no troubles when dealing with official matters. You can also send us an email and we will send you the booking calendar link. Or if you are also with stipendium, maybe it's the easiest that you arrive to the appointment together with them, if they can also make it to the embassy.
Yeah, of course. My parents will be accompanying me to the embassy too.
Okay, because I think then everything can be done at the same time, if their time allows it.
And
Okay, thank you.
It has a
Okay, thank you for the questions. And there's another question from Vanessa. Please turn on your mic.
Yes. I'm sorry. I was late joining the meeting because I was boarding a train. I was about to ask about the means of financial subsistence. Yeah. Financial provision. If I have just resigned from my job, and for my study, it's funded by the scholarship. So can I put my family members as the provider or the sponsor? And if does, should it be in English? The bank account statements of my family member. That is the first question. I have 2 more questions.
Okay, wait. Maybe let's go by one, easier. Since you are with the scholarship, they don't really look into financials very strictly. If you have your own bank account, please submit that statement. You may also add the one from parents or your spouse. Other family members are typically not accepted.
From my brother, is it accepted?
No, because in Hungary, siblings do
okay.
not have a legal obligation to support you, so they only accept it if it's a parent or a spouse.
Okay, then I have to provide my own bank statements then. But is it okay if I'm funded by the scholarship
Yes.
Technically, I'm only funded by the scholarship.
Yes, that's fine as well. For
Okay.
scholarship students, it will not
Okay.
pose a problem.
So it's just for formality then. My bank statements from the history, 3 months history.
Yes.
Thank you. And then my second question is about the proof of accommodation. I have secured a I know that we will be secured a place in a dormitory in Sopron University, but I haven't checked if there's like a statement letter that state already booked blah blah blah. Should I book a place with them first, or I just show them my I just prove the in a letter of what do you call it? Letter of award or LOA that I will be granted a place in this address. Is it enough, or I should like
That's
ask them
already
for a booking?
That's already enough, but we recommend you to reach out to the school just in case, because we know that dormitory placements fill up pretty fast.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, that clears things up. And then I'm sorry. Mm-mm. Oh, it's enough. Okay, and then my final question is: if I have moved places of employment 3 times, should I get the certificate from all the 3 places, or from just the last one?
Last one is perfectly fine.
The last one, yeah. Is it paklaring in Indonesia? I would have to ask your colleague, Indonesian colleague. Do you mean it's paklaring?
What is it? Reference job from previous job. From the previous job. Kalau dari saya dapat paklaring. Oh, paklaring itu paklaring. Oh. Yeah,
just answer.
Is it okay? The paklaring?
Yes, fine. That's fine. It's paklaring. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. From your previous job, right?
Yeah. Okay. So the certificate of employment would be my paklaring from my previous job. Okay. That is clear and all. Thank you very much.
Okay, now we can continue to Abhinaya Yoda. Please turn on your mic and ask your question.
Hello. Is my voice clear?
Yes, it's very clear.
Okay, thank you. My name is Abhinaya Yoda. I will be pursuing the bachelor studies at the University of Miskolc, and I have a question regarding the declaration of sponsorship, and it's for the means of financial substances provided by the family members. It is stated that bank account statements of the last 3 months or saving account from the family members, as well as a written declaration of sponsorship. Does it have to be handwritten, or can it be typed and then just signed with materai? Or does it actually have to be handwritten?
Type written, because it's easier to read. So you may use your parents may use the materai for the signature. Yes.
Oh, okay, so I can just type it and then print it out and sign it with the materai.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Okay, and thank you for the question. And I guess there are 2 other questions, new questions on the chat.
Okay, let me see. So, no, the student visa itself is just the entry visa itself is just a means to enter Hungary. Once you are in Hungary, you will receive a residence permit. That's like a physical card, like an ID card. So you would not need the student, like you use that together with your passport, but the student visa itself is just your entry to Hungary. And yes, if the passport would expire, the residence permit would also expire. So you extend them together, but as long as the extension request is submitted before the expiry of the passport, you can do it from Hungary. No need to come home and submit a new application from here. And for the second question from Petra. Yes, I think that's
fine.
that's fine to use it. And but for the second part of the questions, as mentioned, it's really not typical for Indonesian applicants to have their student visa rejected. Each year we maybe see like 1 or 2 cases, but really it comes down to the student submitting the application very late, so they are not allowed to register for the classes anymore, so there are no grounds to grant the visa. And for self-funded students, we did see a few cases where they did not accept the financial sponsorship because it was coming from an aunt or an uncle. But other than that, they are never rejected. So you are already accepted by a Hungarian institution, so there is no reason for the immigration to reject the applications.
Okay, dear fellow participants,
if the student visa is different from the common visa, sorry, I'm not really sure what you mean by, because the student visa maybe it's best to say that you can divide visas into Schengen visas and national D visas, and national visas such as the student visa are only allowing you to stay in the given country for a longer period that's longer than 90 days. For shorter trips, you use Schengen visas, and if you are staying in Hungary that's when you would use a national visa, which also has different categories like the study visa. So it's completely different, yes. A different kind of documentation, different kind of approval, because Schengen visas are decided by us directly at the embassy, and national visas are decided by the immigration in Hungary. So I think those are the core differences. But also with the student visa, once you are already in Hungary with the permit, you can travel to any Schengen country using your passport and the residence permit card. For this one, sorry, I see there are many questions again. There are no language classes at the embassy at the moment. There used to be a Hungarian teacher based in Jakarta, so I can reach out to her and ask if she's still taking students or if she's still active in Jakarta. She might do. But other than that, I think all the universities might offer it once you're in Hungary. For the email address of the consular, let me type it into the chat. So this is the email address that's mostly used by me. But if you have specific questions related to Indonesian documents or want to email in Indonesian, we also have another email address. This section email. Let me type that as well. So you can use both of these. Okay. Let's see. Okay. That's one. That's it. If you get a job in Hungary, yes, if you have an EU blue card or a national card, so these are different type of working visas, depending on the salary bracket and also the work scope. So yes, typically those kind of highly skilled work visas allow you to bring a family to Hungary. And I believe it, I'm not really sure about other European countries, they all have different criteria, but for positions that require a university degree, usually the holders are allowed to bring family members over to Europe. Okay. So I see that there are many questions regarding the visas. So I think it's easier to have those answered via email because we have detailed checklists for all of the Schengen visas. So please reach out to us. Travel insurance also not required, but we advised you to do have some kind of insurance for the first period you would be arriving to Hungary, since you don't know how long it will take for the school to have your insurance activated. I think the renewed passport is not going to be a problem because your personal details, DOB name is still the same, so it will not cause. You may submit a copy of the old passport as well. I don't think you. I'm not sure about this one.
Do we need to make a new bank account in Hungary even though they have a visa bank?
This is something you need to ask the university or the campus who are sending the scholarship money, because we are not sure whether they would send it to a non-Hungarian account. Okay. Yeah, that's no problem at all for this employment certificate from
university. Wonder if I need to copy previous the UK included for the.
You may submit a copy of that as well. Yeah, it's just to show that you have been already living or spending time in the UK. Okay. I think there were no more questions. I don't see hands raised at the moment.
Okay. We'll be okay.
One
question.
Yes. Sorry. If it's permitted, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Yeah, it's regarding to the multiple entry visa for the Schengen tourism. Is there any different mechanism, or it is like a subject to whether you accept is it the subject to your decision that whether you accept like the single or multiple entry, or if I would like to apply multiple entry visa for my wife, in this case, my wife previously had the Schengen visa before in 2024. Does it have another does it have another mechanism for multiple entry visa, or should I just apply as usual? Thank you.
As usual, and based on the documents, we will see and evaluate it. And if she already had a visa in 24, then there is a strong chance that it will be a multi-entry.
Okay, so it depends on your decision. No, there's no any different mechanism. Yeah.
We will need to see the documents, but if
okay.
she had the visa and meets the condition, then
Okay.
for sure it's gonna be a multi-entry.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. We're still waiting for maybe one more question, because we encourage everyone to take this opportunity to ensure that all of your questions are answered. If any personal cases need some clarification, please, it is advised to use this opportunity. We're still waiting for a few questions.
Please, one more question, I think, in the chat.
One more question.
Let's see.
Yes, there's a
question. Can use it, and we can mention it our consular comments that you are leaving the employment because you were awarded a scholarship. Okay.
Can I have the funded payment? Otherwise, they will make this. Okay.
Okay, I guess there are no further questions. Okay, last one. Last questions. We can hear it from Safira. Please turn on your mic.
Hello, sorry, I cannot turn on my camera right now, but I want to ask about the proof of employment. So my company has a form for us to fill for a request of the letter of employment for visa submissions, but we have to submit the date of our departure and also the date of our return back to Indonesia. And I would like to know when I should what I should put for the dates there. Thank you.
I think it should be the dates of your study period, if your employer allows that.
Okay, thank you. So, so it wouldn't matter, right, for the visa application?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. As there are no further questions, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to Ms. Patricia for your time, expertise, and valuable insights on the visa preparation and application process, and also to fellow colleagues of the Embassy of Hungary in Indonesia for your support. We also thank you for all participants for your active participation and thoughtful questions throughout the session. I think from the embassy side, they are kindly enough to provide you with the email. So please save those email contacts if any questions are needed to be answered. On behalf of PPI Hungary, I hope that today's webinar would be very informative and beneficial to all of you. We hope information shared here will give you a clear understanding of the visa application, and we will help you as you prepare your studies in Hungary. Before you leave, make sure that you completed the attendance sheet or the attendance form. And we also kindly request you to remain for a few moments as we are going to take a screenshot for the documentation. So please turn on your camera, and I will help to lead the documentation. And I will give some time to prepare. Okay. As there are 3 slides, so it's quite a big Zoom room, so I will take you one by one. Okay. Okay. If you're ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we move to the second slide. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And the last slide. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay, so once again, thank you for joining us today. We wish you all the best for all of your visa application and your further studies. Have a wonderful day in Indonesia. Thank you very much for the Embassy of Hungary. And we hope to see you again at our first events. And have a good morning and have a good day. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you as well for organizing it every year and helping the students. And see you everyone on July 21st or after that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Very much. See you.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.